What is up, everybody? How you doing today? Welcome to the Hunter Call of the Wild, and today I wanted to rank all 14 maps that we currently have here in this game. I've gotten to play Emerald Coast for a couple of weeks now, and I'm telling you that I am loving it. It is a great map, but let's go on ahead and get into this video. I'm going to try and keep things short and sweet. I know I have a tendency to make these videos really long and talk way too much, so I don't want to talk you all's ears off today. So we're just going to go on ahead and get into this, and just because we're starting on Hurstville doesn't necessarily mean it's at the bottom of the pack. Alright, and like I said, I'm going to try and keep this kind of short. So at number 14, the very bottom of the stack, we have Mississippi Acres. And this map, I think, is widely considered among the community as one of the, we'll say, least favorites. It's really brushy. It's kind of dull, you know, in places. It has a tendency to rain a lot. Even though they did not that rain back, it still rains more than other maps, and that's fine. It's supposed to be rainy in Mississippi, but sometimes it just gets annoying. A lot of the animals, you know, black bear, whitetail, they're a lot easier to hunt on other maps. If you go around the edges of the lakes, you can hardly see. So this map is almost impossible to hunt drink zones, and these open areas, like we see right here, the grass is so tall you can't hardly see in them, and they're kind of few and far between. The only thing that I really like hunting on this map is alligators and quail. Like, those are the only things. But to be honest with you, to put it into perspective, I am so happy to be done with this map. Like, I have all the diamonds off this map. I'm never coming back unless it's for like an alligator hunt or something. So, you know, that's kind of the take on Mississippi Acres and why it's at the very bottom of the pile. Well, and onto the map that I'm going to get dislikes for putting it at the bottom. Number 13, we have Leighton Lakes. And yes, I put one of the original maps near the bottom of this list. I can't believe it. Some people just, you know, they have a hard time with that because, you know, the nostalgia of the original maps. I really don't care. It's not a fun map to hunt. It's very slow. It used to be a great map. Like, I used to love hunting this map. But they spread all the animals out so much, I don't even know where things are now. Moose, whitetail, they're also spread out, hard to find, and it's just old, you know. I've played this map a lot, getting kind of burned out on it. I'm just done with it. I've gotten all the diamonds. The only really fun things to come here and do, Roosevelt elk and black-tailed deer, they're a lot of fun. I do still come here and hunt them every now and then. I still only have one diamond blacktail, but, you know, other than that, this map just doesn't have it. It's just old, you know. A lot of times, you know, you've played something a lot, you eventually just get done with it, and I think that's what's happened with me in Leighton Lakes. Alright, and at number 12, we have New England Mountains, another one of the newer North America maps that a lot of people really don't seem to like. This map, it hardly brought anything new to the game other than the update that came along with it, which was, you know, it was a good update that came along with the map. You know, there's a lot of cool stuff added, but this map, it doesn't have anything new other than green-winged teal. That is it. That is the only new species. You know, there's also the bobcats. You can argue that they're a separate species because they're not named Mexican bobcats, so they're different. It's the same exact model. Puma, mountain lion, potato, patata, you know, that sort of thing. The only reason this map isn't dead last is because it is absolutely beautiful. Like, I will give it to EW. They made this map absolutely stunning. Like, the colors and everything, it's beautiful. That's the only reason it's not dead last. But remember, boys, looks don't always get you everywhere. So, you know, that's just the thing about this map, you know. Lack of species that you really want to hunt, you know, something new. You can hunt them easier on other maps. But it is a pretty map, nonetheless. Alright, at number 11, we have the map that I usually stick a little bit closer to the bottom, and that is Parque Fernando. This map, you know, it's brushy, it's old, and it doesn't have the most, you know, amazing species list. Water buffalo are fun. I do love water buffalo. Axis deer, black, but yeah, they're just, I don't know, they just don't have it for me. Axis deer you can also find on Emerald Coast now, so, you know, whatever. However, I think that some of the redistributions that they did to this map really helped it. If this lake down here in the bottom corner, it's absolutely amazing. You know, that sort of thing. They gave this map a little bit of love. You have collared peccary on here now. You know, I feel like when I go out, I actually see a few more animals. It's still difficult to hunt, but as people often like to say, the challenge is not a bad thing, and The map has grown on me a touch, however, it's still not my favorite. Alright, and at number 10, we have Rancho Del Arroyo. This map, sometimes I'm still a little bit salty about how release went for this map. PS4, we were delayed like, I don't even know how many months. It was at least 2 before we could play this game on this map, excuse me. This map does have a tendency to be a little bit laggy. There's just so much on it. But it's not as good as it used to be. Like, I used to rank this map higher, but it just, I don't know, the animal volume doesn't seem the same. However, it's still a good map. It's a fun map. It's a challenge. It's very brushy. However, most of the species can be found a little bit easier on some of the other maps. But this was the first map to introduce upland birds like pheasants. So, you do have to give it a little bit of respect for that. And it's fairly unique. It's really the only, you could say, desert map that we have other than the outback area on Emerald Coast. But, it's not bad. We're getting to that range where the maps, they're not bad. This one's respectable. I still do have a diamond to find off of this one, antelope jackrabbits. I'm not looking forward to trying to find that. I've tried before and failed miserably, so, we'll see how that goes. But like I said, this map isn't bad. It could use a little bit of love. It feels like it's been kind of neglected for the past little bit, but overall, still a pretty decent map. Alright, and at number 9, we have Quattro, and this map, it's pretty cool. It's older, it's been around for a while. This was the last map that was made when the old scoring system was still a thing. Wow, that's been quite a while now, believe it or not. But this map, it's a lot of fun. It has a lot of nice open areas. Got the rolling hills, gives you some mountains, gives you some valleys. It's a really, really unique map. The terrain can be a little bland at times. That area looks the same as that area. The lavender fields break it up nicely though. But it often feels a little bit repetitive. The ibex, you have 4 different species of ibex, but they all look near about the same. Okay, mouflon. We're doing sheeps and goats. Now mind you, that's what's in the area, but it's still, there's days that it feels a little bit repetitive, and I can only play it but for so long. I used to be able to play this map a lot. Now I can only play it but for so long, but it is still a very good map. A lot of people do enjoy this map, and every now and then it's fun. Ibex are an easy diamond, so if you want an easy diamond, just come out here, hunt around for a little while. You'll find one eventually, don't worry. Alright, well, we're now starting to get to the area where all these maps now are, they're really good maps. And I want y'all to remember that all of these maps are good. EW put a lot of effort into them. They're good maps, just some are better than others. But if we had to give out a most improved award, I think that goes to Hurstville. This map, I used to rank it at the bottom of the list all the time. But it got a little bit of love in one of the previous updates, got some redistributions. And this map is really something now. The fields, they're actually fun to hunt now. There's animals in the fields. I can go to these lakes during drink times for red deer, bison, roe deer, whatever, fallow deer, and feel like I'm actually going to find something. Used to be like, you could go somewhere and you might not even see a track on the way there. But now, Hurstville, I actually have fun on this map now. So, like I said, it's a pretty good map. And if you're still obstinate and you think, Hurstville still sucks, but you haven't tried it since it got fixed, go give it a shot. This map really is a lot better than it used to be. Alright, and at number 7 we have Tiara. Now, like I said, these next 7 maps, this one included, they're almost, just as good. Like, they're all fantastic. Unfortunately, I just, I have to rank them. Just because this map is number 7 doesn't mean it's not a fantastic map. And Tiara is just that. It is by far the best Great One grinding map in the entire game, at least in terms of fallow deer and red deer, because it is the best map to do that for both of those species. It was the first map to bring back the European rabbits for us, which are, kind of a cool little thing. Not everybody goes after them, but they're a fun challenge. It's got the beautiful mountains. If you ever get up on top of that mountain, because you can do it, it's a lot easier to do it from this side. Learned that from experience. It's just a beautiful map. I really like it. You know, the river is fun to hunt. It's open. There's a lot of open spaces. And the reworks that were done to this map really made it nice and open. And all the animals are now out in those feed zones. And it can really be a lot of fun to hunt. And you never know what you're going to come across. Alright, so at number 6, we have Medved taiga. And this map is just, it's a lot of fun. You know, there's some pretty neat species out here. This map has gotten a little bit of love. It's had 2 pre-existing species, gray wolves and capercaillies, added to it in the past year or so. It's a good map for moose grinding. This is where actually I think most people do their moose grinds for great one moose. It's unique in that it's the only map that the lakes are frozen. So you can like walk out on the ice and hunt from the middle of the lake instead of having to run around it. It's really, really cool. Really unique, and it also has one of the best story missions in the entire game. The story missions on this map are phenomenal. They're by far my favorite, at least of the ones that I've done. But as you can see, I mean, we just have stuff all around us. There's moose, we had a capercaillie fly by a minute ago, there's musk deer over here. You know, it's a lot of fun, and for the people who've heard that Medved's not good, and you haven't tried it, just like Hurstville, give it a shot. It's a lot better than it used to be. Alright, well now we are into the top 5, and starting that off, we have Virunga Savannah. And this map, you know, it's our only Africa map. It's such a cool place. You know, it's very open, very flat. You know, there's a lot of neat stuff. All the animals, you know, here, they're unique. You know, you don't see them anywhere else. It's really, really cool. The only thing is, it's getting old. Kind of like Leighton, I've played this map a lot. I have every diamond off of it. Really isn't much to bring me back out here, you know, other than the fact that, you know, it's a very unique and fun map. Like I said, though, it's getting old. That's why it's not number 3 for me. It used to be, but it's not anymore. And also, it has an entire area of the map that's kind of dead, you know, this area up here, other than a couple springbuck that live right here. I mean, you have almost a third of the map that there's nothing. So, you know, you hardly ever hunt this area, and that can be a little disappointing sometimes, but that doesn't mean that this map's not fun. It is a great time. Hunting the coast is so much fun, and then hunting the lakes in the middle is a good time as well. You never know what you're going to run into. There's some really rare trophies, you know, albino lions, and if you run into one, you know, that's going to be pretty awesome. So, like I said, Virunga Savannah, great map. Definitely worth the money if you want to buy the DLC. But like I said, it's getting a little old. That's all for me. Alright, and at number 4, we have Yukon Valley. Arguably still, I think, clinging on to the title of most beautiful map in the entire game. And that is especially true when it snows. That's the thing I love about Yukon. It's the only map that, you know, the ground looks normal for a while, and then instead of raining, you know, it snows, and then everything becomes white, and then it all eventually melts. It's such a unique touch. I really feel like EW put a ton of time into making this map just perfect, and it really is amazing. The only reason that it's not, you know, higher up on the list is it doesn't have a ton of species. It is a little older. You know, we've hunted it for quite a while. This was the 6th map ever released out of the 14, so it's definitely older. However, that does not mean that it's not fun. The addition of Canada geese keeps your eyes in the sky now as well. There's a lot of difficult diamonds on this map. Caribou have a tendency to be tough. Grizzly bears are very hard. Red fox, very difficult. But like I said, it's a lot of fun to hunt, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. And if you've never seen Yukon in the snow, get out there, wait for it to snow, and you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, and at number 3, we have the Emerald Coast, land down under. And this map, it's a lot of fun. It's our only map that's, you know, really kind of a rainforest map, you could say. There's a lot of thick forest in areas, especially over on this edge right here. But it's really unique. We have these mangroves down here, you know, up top. And I love the fact that there's a lot of deer species here with large antlers. Okay, that's something that I love because they always look great in the lodge. The deer species, they look so good. This map also brought us kangaroos, and the animations on the kangaroos are phenomenal. I have heard people say that they're a little beefy for gray kangaroos, and while that may be the case, I'm not from Australia. I couldn't tell the difference if I wanted to. However, I think that they look good nonetheless. And just, the map itself in general, I think a lot of people are enjoying this map. The only reason it's not higher, really, for me, is the fact that, like 70, probably 70% of the max levels that you shoot on this map are going to troll you, especially kangadeer. Oh my god. Kangaroos and rooster deer. If you see a kangadeer, let me know. I want to see a picture of it. Oh my lord, that's funny. Kangadeer. That's going to be something new. Something Charles will have to start saying in the streams. But, regardless, like I said, it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it. It's got some unique terrain, and, it's just a good time to explore. Alright, and this is another place people have a tendency to get upset at me, and it's because I don't put Silver Ridge Peaks at number 1. Oh my gosh, why did I do that? Silver Ridge Peaks is by far one of the best maps, and a community favorite. This map is so much fun. It was the first map, really, that, other than Virhunga, was wide open like this. Feed zones really became the priority over drink zones. All the other maps up until this point, we'd been hunting drink zones all the time. But this one, really started to go the other direction. And it was kind of a unique approach. We hadn't seen that before. But it was very well received. This map, brought us mountain goats, bighorn sheep. It was another map for plains bison. Everyone loves the plains bison. They're so much fun. And it's a really fun map to hunt. It has a reputation, and I can say the reputation is true, for producing lots of diamonds. If you want trophies, you might want to come to Silver Ridge Peaks, because you're going to find some. So, like I said, it's a lot of fun. There's stuff around every corner. Never a dull moment on this map. I don't think I've hardly ever been bored playing this map. It's got a lot of unique terrain. The plains out here are nice, hunting the valleys, that's always fun. Or you can climb to the very tip top if your heart so desires. So, like I said, just a lot of fun. Definitely recommend it if you've never hunted it. And yeah, that's why this map is number 2. Alright, and after I just finished rattling off a list of why Silver Ridge Peaks was such an amazing map, you could probably be thinking, how is there anything better? And my answer to you is Rev Into the Coast is by far the number 1, and I'll explain why. Okay, Rev Into the Coast is like Silver Ridge Peaks in a sense that, yes, there's a lot of big game, there's stuff around every corner, never a dull moment, wide open, you hunt feed zones a lot more than you hunt drink zones on this map. You never know what you're going to see, but this map has something that Silver Ridge Peaks does not. Okay, this map has the small game. Silver Ridge Peaks has big game, Rev Into has big game and small game. You always need to have your shotgun ready on this map. Unfortunately, I don't have one on me right now. But you always need to be paying attention. This map is just a lot of fun. I found a lot of good trophies on this map. There's some easy trophies to find. Caper Kayleys are easy. There's some really difficult ones. Example, Golden Eye, Rock Ptarmigan, Hazel Grouse especially. But then you also have the big game. You have moose, you have brown bear, something fun to hunt. A lot of people like to do a whitetail grind on this map. It's really just such a unique map. There's a lot of cool terrain. You can go all the way down here to the coast. There's all these lakes, so much water, and then you get up here, and there's some smaller lakes that you find a lot of animals at, but the areas in between are open, and they're just as good to hunt. Okay, that's why this map is just so amazing, because there's no shortage of things to do. You're always going to be busy. You're always going to be having fun. And that is why Rev Into is by far, at least in my opinion, the number 1 map in the entire game. Alright, well, I think that is where we're going to end it. We've ranked all the maps now. And as much as I'd like to keep talking, y'all probably want me to finally shut up. So with that said, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please, down in the comments, I'd love to see your rankings for the map. Everyone has, very unique opinions about the maps, what they think about each one, how they like to hunt. And it's always cool to see that. So I'd love to see your ranking down in the comments with, a little bit of an explanation why. I just would like to remind everyone, please be respectful of, my opinion, everyone else's opinion, because it is an opinion after all. You don't necessarily have to agree with what I said. Just because I ranked Rev Into as number 1 doesn't mean it has to be your number 1. Just, remember that. But like I said, hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time.